Welcome back to the Video Game Voter. This is your boy P City Substance, and this is another episode of Anime Mondays. So, as promised, like I said last week, we're going to do a review of the new Dragon Ball movie, Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, I went to see it on yesterday, and let me tell you, it was a great film from start to finish. A lot of action, very action-packed. I don't want to give away too much in case you guys haven't seen it, but I'm gonna just go a little bit off the previews, and I may go give you a little detail without giving you any spoilers. Let's just leave it at that. So basically, just like you seen on the trailer, on the main trailer at least, Broly does fight Goku. He fights Vegeta, and he also fights Frieza at one point. And let me just say, all three battles were very, very good. Of course, in a typical Dragon Ball fashion, Goku's going to have his back against the wall, as did Vegeta. All the Z fighters, they always had their back against the wall, and for the most part, managed to come out on top. So, as the story starts out, we were introduced, Dragon Ball fans were introduced to Broly twice already. I think it was introduced once, and then I don't know if I can't remember if he came back twice or just once, but I know we definitely saw him twice in a couple side movies during the Z saga. So from what I was understanding, talking to a friend, they were saying that I guess the writer now, I don't know if he returned or he was the original or whatever case may be. Apparently he didn't agree with how they introduced Broly back then. So basically what they did with this film was they reintroduced him in a sense. Basically gave you a background about, the Sand Race, Planet Vegeta, and things like that. And they basically reintroduced the Broly character versus how he was introduced in the very first film when he was first introduced to the Dragon Ball community. So they changed that up. And like in the first film originally, apparently his hatred for Goku started when they were both in like the incubator type of things, when they were kind of nursing in the little incubator things, and they said Goku kept crying. It used to irritate Broly, so that's why in the first couple films he just hated Goku, and like he just hated Kakarot. He didn't have much of a personality. He would just say Kakarot, and that was just his goal, to kill Goku the whole time. But on this one, the way he was introduced, there's a little more background as far as his father's concerned, how they came about, their history, how Broly was brought up and stuff like that. So it's basically they introduced him like Goku and Vegeta and everyone else had never met him before, which it kind of threw me off because following the saga, I know as far as how he was introduced. So to me, it was off the timeline. It was just different, and I thought it was strange to try to reintroduce this character like we haven't seen him before. So that was a little weird, but I mean, I guess I understand why they did it. I kind of wish they didn't do it because Dragon Ball seems to be pretty good with keeping up with the timeline and kind of following suit with that. So they did switch that up, so that was different, but it did work. It did fit in there. Like I said, there was a lot of action. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I'll say it's definitely worth the money to go there and see the film. It was about an hour and 40 minutes. And I want to say from front to back, it was, pretty much on the edge of your seat, action-packed. Of course, you had your comedy. It was funny. It has a lot of funny moments in the film, and I don't think it's suitable for kids probably under 13. There's a little bit of foul language and cursing, and I guess in a sense adult-like jokes. So depending on your parenting preference, I'm not judging. It's judgment-free zone here. You may or may not want to allow your kids to see it. I personally wouldn't. I mean, it's not too vulgar and out of control, but just for my own standards, that's not what I do. So outside of that, the movie had its funny times. It definitely had its action and it had some emotional moments. They kind of touched on all the subjects, and I can't really say that it spoiled where I'm at in the Super Saga, because I know that was one thing that I was concerned about going into watching the film. And I can say this to everyone who also haven't been keeping up with the Super Saga on Toonami, It's not going to interfere with whether you stop watching with the English dubs or not. So I think you'll be just fine watching that. It may give you a little more insight as far as where they're at before and after when it gets to the point where Broly's introduced. So that may be cool, but like I said, there's not going to be any type of spoilers for the Super Saga if you are keeping up with the Toonami timeline as far as the English subs. So I think that'd be good for you guys. And based on, I can't really decide if that's going to be a spoiler, so I'm gonna leave that out. But all in all, it was a great film. So far, I haven't got a chance to go back and watch any more One Piece or Bleach. So I'll get back on there and I'll touch base with you guys as far as the next couple of episodes is concerned, as far as those two anime shows are concerned. My main concern was this Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, which again was great. I highly recommend going out and see it, supporting the culture, supporting the Dragon Ball community. Go check it out. It's definitely worth it. $10 ticket or cheaper if you go during matinee time. So with that being said, I'll definitely be buying the Blu-ray or DVD, whatever I decide when it comes out. It's a great film. And so I'll touch base with you guys next week, and we'll continue picking up with One Piece and with Bleach, and we'll start moving forward with that, try to plow through that first season. So this has been another episode of Anime Mondays. This is your boy P City Substance, and this is the Video Game Votary. Out.